Good morning, guys. Good morning. And I am so glad that you are here with me today on this Freestyle Friday. Well, listen, guys, I am so glad it is Friday. I say it every week, and I'm going to keep on saying it until I'm free every day. So it's an affirmation for me. I hope you guys have had a great week. It has been just a stellar week of great things happening in our elements and in the atmosphere. It has been a historical week in regards to the numbers this week of February 22nd, 2022. The 6 2s right there is really significant, and it's God speaking to us today. But I wanted to reach out and I wanted to talk to somebody that may be in the fire today, that may be in a place in your life that is so difficult that you don't see a way out of it. You may be in a situation today where your anxiety and your stress is at all-time high levels. You may be in a place today where you don't know how you're going to do the things that you need to do even this coming week. And I just want you to know today that the enemy threw you in this fire, but nothing happens without permission from God. I want to let you know that the enemy took you and put you in the fire in this moment, whoever I'm talking to, but God is saying, let it burn. God is saying, turn up the heat. God is saying, I know what I am doing in my son or in my daughter today, and devil, go ahead on and let it burn. Go ahead on and let it burn. See, I want you to understand how God works. You know, sometimes when we have all of this pressure and we have all of these things falling on us, we don't see a way out of our infirmities. We have been overtaken by our woes. We said that we wouldn't sin or find ourselves doing things that we promised that we would never do again, but somehow we're wrestling with it and we succumb to the pressure of our adversary and we find ourselves going back to what we promised that we would never go back to. But I just wanted to reach out today to give you just a ray of hope, to give you just a little bit of light, to go ahead on and plant just a mustard seed faith in your subconscious mind to let you know that maybe God allowed you to be in that situation. Maybe God allowed you to be thrown in the fiery furnace in your life to bleed out, to burn out, to remove things that are unlike him. Maybe he allows you to go back and forth and forward and backward and all of that so that you can finally come to the end of that. Have you ever thought about maybe he allowed you to sit in the seat of depression and anxiety so that you can learn to cry out to him and use your mind to set yourself free? Because according to the word of God that I read, who the Son sets free is free indeed. See, I understand that God is not a man where he's going to lie at all. Everything he says is true. And if it is a fire that you're in today, baby, go ahead on and let it burn. And I just want you to know that when gold is being purified, because that's what I think that you are, in the midst of your affliction, in the midst of your pain, in the midst of your, I don't know what I'm going to do, in the midst of you thinking all these little things about yourself, I just want you to know that you are gold. I want you to understand that when God is purifying you, he will allow you to get in situations where flames are just turned up to its highest peak, sometimes a 7x7 higher heat than you're normally accustomed to. That's how you can always understand when God is trying to strip something, some impurity out of you that he don't want to be there. And when gold is put in fire, any impurity that's in that fire, it bubbles to the top and it's easily removed. So you may find yourself in the fire today. God is trying to get something unlike him to bubble to the top out of your spirit so it could easily be removed. Maybe you're in depression today because God is trying to get that depression to bubble up to the top so that you can find some type of joy. Maybe you're in affliction today. God is trying to turn the heat up of affliction so it can bubble its way up to the top so you can find freedom. Maybe you're in a crisis today. God is trying to allow that crisis to bubble on up to the top so that you can see that you have power over the crisis today. God is saying in this hour to the devil in your life, go ahead on and turn it up 7 times higher than it was before and let it burn. I am purifying my chosen one, my children in this season. So go ahead on and let it burn. Whatever is in your way today, God is saying, go ahead on and just let it burn, because every time it burns, God is saying, I see who I want to see. Yes, I see a reflection of me. Go ahead and let it burn. Go ahead and let lust burn out of your spirit today. God is saying, I want to see me out of the situation. Let it burn. Go ahead on and let the poverty burn outside of yourself today. God is saying, I see a financial breakthrough in you. Go ahead and just let it burn. Go ahead and let just disease and all the things that's driving you half insane, where you're on this medication and this medication and that medication. God is saying, I'm trying to get your attention so that you can be off the medication. Go ahead and let it burn. Let it burn today. And I just want you to know this, that you have the power to overcome it. I want you to know that you are going to walk out of this situation and you won't even smell like fire. I want to also let you know that God wanted me to let you know this on this Freestyle Friday, that you may be in the bed of affliction. You may be in the seat of pain. Baby, you may be feeling the shock waves of despair today. But God is saying that he's in all of that right there, that you are not fighting by yourself. You are not all alone. He is in the presence of your affirmity with you in this season, in this hour, and forevermore. You're never walking it out by yourself. Never alone. See, some of you should have collapsed a long time ago, but it was God there to hold you up today. So if they turn the fire up on you, let it burn. If things are going haywire in your environment, baby, go ahead on and just let it burn. If you just don't know what you don't know that you don't know because you just don't know, baby, go ahead on and just let it burn. God is saying, let it burn. Baby, you can't get gains without a burn. You can't get a breakthrough without a burn. You can't come to the end of things so that you can build your faith up to higher levels without the burn. God says, I'm developing you. I am refining you. I am shaking the hand grip of your oppressor up off of your neck. I'm removing you out of the low places in your life, and I'm using the fire and I'm letting it burn so that I can see me. God is saying, it's my reflection that I am after. It's purification that I want you to be. I'm purifying you. It's refinement that I am doing in your life. So let it burn. And I just want to end the scripture. The motivation for this today was the story of the 3 Hebrew boys. I wonder, do I have a Shadrach, a Meshach, and an Abednego in this season on this right here? Looking at this video today. Is it a Shadrach, or Meshach, or Abednego here that's been put and bounded and thrown in the furnace because you will not succumb to the ways of the wicked, because you are standing firm in what your belief in God is for you, because you believe that he's going to deliver you in the midst of what's going on in this breakthrough. Where is the Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego's today of faith today? Do you have a King Nebuchadnezzar in your life that's causing you some craziness in your life? Let's go to Daniel. I want you to read this, Daniel 3:16 through 28. But I highlighted 2 scriptures. Verse 17, this is what the guys are saying to the king. If it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if it not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. And the king got angry and furious, and he ordered for the furnace to be turned up 7 times more than it was before, because those guys would not succumb to bowing down to that image. They would not abandon God's way of doing things because he wanted them to. They would not go ahead and adhere to the ways of Babylon. What Babylonian system are you in today? So once the heat was turned up on the 3 Hebrew boys, the king noticed that he only put 3 of them in there. But when he looked into the furnace, not only was none of them touched by the fire, but it appeared a 4th one, like the Son of God, in the presence of the fire with them. Long story short, they came out. They were not touched. No smoke, no burns, nothing. And that king turned his heart to their God. See, maybe, just maybe, you're in the fire today for someone else. Maybe, just maybe, God allowed you to be in a furnace turned up 7 times hotter that it would normally be in your life, because he wants to give you 7 times more power spiritually in this life. And maybe, just maybe, there are people that have been appointed in your life to get you to turn to their ways of doing it, to get you to be caught up in living a lie, to get you to turn away from God and do things that will hurt you and those that are attached to your breakthrough. See, you being able to come out of the fire, to be purified, refined, and to reflect God, for you to be able to do that, is bigger than just you. Because God set that in front of you and allowed you to get in that fire. Because there are hundreds, thousands, possibly even millions that are in the fire that is linked to your breakthrough, that's linked to your being pulled out of it, that's linked to your deliverance, that's linked to you overcoming that's linked to your testimony, that's linked to your glory that's in God, that's linked to your upgrade, that's linked to your reboot, that's linked to your upheaval in your life. See, when you're pulling something up from the bottom of something, like a root of a tree, baby, when you pull a tree up, there's roots in the bottom. Maybe you're so deeply rooted in God, and so many people are attached to your blessing. That's why it's so heavy right now. That's why it may seem so unbearable right now. So if you're in the fire today, rejoice. God is saying, turn the heat up and let it burn. Because he understands that it is refining you. It is aligning you. It is pulling everything unlike him outside of you easily, so that you can be better, stronger, but most importantly, so that God can get the glory and everybody else can hear your story. Baby, that's what you call kingdom advertisement. And until the next video, guys, peace, because I still believe in you. Bye now.